Thank you. How my pre-speaker said, my name is Galina Miklínová, and I'm a Czech illustrator and a director of animated movies. My country, Czech Republic, is in Central Europe. Our neighbors are Germany, Poland, Austria, and of course Slovakia. We used to have the same history together with Slovakian, and we were one republic till 90s. Maybe someone of you heard our old name of our united country. It was Czechoslovakia. And also Czechoslovakia had a very long tradition in animation as well as illustration. For example, maybe someone knows Jiří Trnka or Jan Švankmajer. I used to study graphic design and drawing in a high school of technology of art, and after that I studied animation on Academy of Applied Art. I spent 6 years in Professor Barta studio in Prague, and Jiří Barta is one of the classic of the Czech animation. So, just a moment. So, I made 5 short films for adults and 1 author's TV series for children. It has 26 episodes and 1 feature film. But my heart also belongs to illustration. I created illustration for more than 50 books. I work with many Czech authors. So I do both illustration and animation, and I'm still grateful that after that, these years, I can be a part of this wonderful world. So here you can see my early drawings. I started illustrating at the end of the 90s, and I illustrated also some foreign authors. Top left, you can see the illustration for Harry Potter. I illustrated more books, 4 books for HP series, and at that time it wasn't very famous. It was really funny story. Director of the publishing house called to me, would you like to illustrate a nice book? I have someone for you. Would you like to read it? And this, you can decide it if you would like to do it. And I said, oh yes, why not? Of course. And it was a Harry Potter book. And of course I liked it, but I never could imagine that Harry Potter will be so famous and so popular. The next 3 groups of images are covers of some of my books, what I draw during the last 20 years. My authors usually aren't writers only for children. They are also poets, historians, musicians, writers for the adults, and screenwriters. For example, the brilliant poet and author of many novels, Petr Stančík. Together we made popular books, a series for young adults named H2O, about the 3 friends. The main characters get older with each new volume, the same like in Harry Potter series. Or I did a series for small children about the small animal wombat named George. The series was published in English publishing house. For my work, I either hand draw my illustrations or use graphic tablet. I used a graphic tablet for these books, except Harry Potter and this blue one. This is my author story about naughty duvet cover named Kanafásek and his human friend Jonáš, who never wants to go sleep. The fairy tale Kanafásek was streamed on Czech TV every evening as a bedtime story for children. So you can see some of my snapshots from animated movies, and the first one is from Kanafásek. The last line is for gender studies company. It's about life of women, and it's called Once Upon Was a Little Princess. So this is just quick my commercial work for different companies and also for some charity organization. This is my graphic design for some glasses and labels. I do labels for winery or design for energy drinks and for another companies. So, and this is my paint wall painting murals for Tooth Hospital for Children. They are more than 400 meters of painting. This work was so interesting for me because it's such a different format than I used usually. And the most important collaboration in my life was with the famous popular Czech poet and writer Pavel Šrut. He was also a translator from English and Spanish, and also very popular songwriter. And we met together at 1999. And in the same year, we made the first book together, The Pauline Little Spider. Our cooperation lasted 20 years, and we did more than 10 books together and 13 screenplays for my animation. This is our third book, Veronique and Coconut Man. The book was published in Japan, France, Bulgaria, and of course in Czech Republic. The story is about a small girl who gets a coconut as a Christmas present. She doesn't know who sent her this strange present, and the Coconut Man says that he sent himself to help her with her life. It is very funny. The story is full of fun, and there are 365 stories because this book is for everyday reading. In a same publishing house, we publish a book about an emancipation mom. We work on this book together with other great writers. It means the book has 3 authors and 1 illustrator. With Pavel, we decided to continue with the book of poetry for children. We did 3 volumes. You can see them. Each one is different. Pavel Šrut was an incredible poet, and all 3 books were very successful. And it was very surprising for us because, you know, children read comics books more than poetry, and it was nice. The most important in this storytelling is this thin green book. The name of this book is Příšerky a příšeři in a Czech language, and the příšerky a příšeři are some small, scary home creatures who are not dangerous. And we spoke about what scared both of us as children with Pavel, and we tried to find some memories. For example, when I was a small girl, it was a very scary fly catcher for me. It was the long, slim paper full of the glue. I don't know if someone know it, the fly catcher. It was the long, slim paper, and it was full of glue with very strange smell. And flies could stick on this thing. And when I was small, I had a dream it could catch me. I use it later in some animation. But we spoke with Pavel about these creatures, home creatures, and both of us, we had the sock eaters at home, someone who eats our socks. Yeah, but because you never, I could never find the next sock. I mean, the whole pair. Yeah, only just one sock from the pair, and maybe you know it. And Pavel named them the sock eaters, the Oddsockeaters, and he dedicated to them one poem in this book. And story about the most popular Czech book in the last 15 years could start. You can see the first sketches for a picture book, which was never completed. The reason was very clear, because we decided to make a big novel, because the topic seems very interesting to us. Why it is interesting? Because the people are losing socks around all the world. I'm sure you know it. I'm sure you know this problem. It's it's early morning. You are in a hurry. You can't find the second socks to the pair. Typical situation. More than 20, I don't know, 80, 90% knows this problem. So the Oddsockeaters walked from the small poem to a big novel. The book won many popular prizes in the Czech Republic. For example, Magnesia Litera, the Golden Ribbon, most beautiful book in a year of Ministry of Culture, and the most reading book in the Czech libraries. And a few years later, we got the best book in 10 years in Czech Republic. The Oddsockeaters started to be a bestseller, and we decided to continue in a second and third volumes later. So, book is full of adventures, but in second plan, you can get an answer about adolescence, solitude, and friendship. We created a new world full of little figures who are very similar to humans. It's a modern fable, and you recognize human behavior. The story, it's like a mirror of us. On this and on the next two group of the pictures, you will see drawings from all three books. Technique used here, it's a hand drawing with the aquarelle colors and pencils. You can see there are little initials inside the book, and at the start of each chapter, our books have a very short chapters. There are 70 chapters in the first volume, and it was quite hard work for translated versions, especially for Chinese. But cooperation with the Chinese graphic designer was one of the best. I have to say, it was very, very good. The story of the third book, of the first book, takes place in Prague. The second one in Africa, and third one in China and Czech Republic. So this picture is bookstore in Prague, is the first day selling. It was a big celebration for us. And crazy times with this book started. Readers and literary critics asked for more books about the sock eaters, and the sock eaters came to the world. You can see we have more than 20 translations to the major world languages. For example, German, Dutch, Spanish, and also Chinese. A Chinese publisher published all three books at the same year. I think it was 5 years ago. And you can see the live books there as well. So, everyone wanted to know more about these funny characters, I designed a workshop inspired by our book for the biggest book fair in the Czech Republic. And of course, I used the Oddsock to create the sock monsters. We organized the workshop in many places on the planet. And also today will be one also here. I think it starts 6:30 on this Hong Kong book fair. So, from page to screen is this is the subject of the Hong Kong book fair for this year, and this is also the Oddsockeaters story. You can see the first sketches for a feature film. How you can see, they are more colorful than the drawings in the books, because the film is visual thing. I worked on the film more than 7 years. I am a director of the movie and also artist of the visual. We wrote a screenplay together with Mr. Pavel Schrut, and we did it 2 years because it was the first experience for us. But we had a lot of fun. But the work was a little bit horrible. Terrible. It was a little bit hard because it's so different than you are writing a book to write a screenplay. This is also it was also my first work with the CGI technique, and I had to learn a lot of new things because I used 2D before. CGI is 3D, you know. The Oddsockeaters were very difficult for animators. The reason is that their nose and mouth together is connected in their trunk. Yeah, they use it for the eating socks. You can see some sketches for animators. So, and this is the main character, Hihlík. In Czech, calls Hihlík. In the English version is Hugo. I think the Hihlík it's better because he's still smiling, and then some children children are smiling in the Czech. It means like he. The name for him is Hihlík because he usually said he. I'm Hihlík. He was so small. So Hihlík is on the picture with his uncle Padre, aka Big Boss, and the next picture you can see on the next picture you can see the Big Boss with his security guard boys. The boy on the left side, was it left side? Right, your left side. It's Chinese Oddsock-eater. You can see him. I don't know, maybe he's from Hong Kong. So, when you are preparing animation, you have to draw every single object of the film. It's again different from illustration because everything what you can see in the film, you have to draw. I have the big boxes at home full of drawing for this film. You can see part of them. So, bad guys, because the good story need bad guys also. And there you can see images from the movie. In the first one, you can recognize the main bad character, Sid Viscose, on the top left. There is a poster from the movie. There is a Prague behind the Oddsockeaters. I'm not originally from Prague, but I love the city, I think the most. Sometimes when I have chance, in my work, I wanted to say how I love Prague, and there was a chance to show the Prague, to show the city to all world, how the whole city is lovely. You can see just part of them in the film. You will enjoy more. This is some moments from the first night. The merchandise, of course. Lots of them was made in China. And I like this very much because this is the Oddsockeaters fashion in Czech Republic. You can see on the left there is a costume from some summer camp for children. They just made the costumes and they spent 14 days in the costumes from this story. And times in the Czech were really madness and crazy after it was released to cinemas. The children wanted cakes with their popular heroes. They wanted some figures, and many fakes and cute imitation were created by people. You can see some of them. And this is there are photos from our fans, how they travel with official marriage. There was a big exhibition in Prague. It's 3 years ago in a big art gallery. It was called Museum of the Oddsockeaters, and visitors could walk straight into the story of the book. You came inside, and you was in a book, the book story. It was so perfect because you could read some books with my illustration in a room which was dedicated to Professor Kadeřábek, which was a human hero from the books, and you could see all his house there. In the third floor was lots of socks. It was full of socks, and you could hear how the Oddsockeaters are running through the socks hills, and everything was very visual and full of sound. This is the actual exhibition in Moravian Gallery about the Oddsockeaters again. Still continued. And this post is a Czech theater performance. We spoke about the book, about the movie, and now the Oddsockeaters came to the theaters, Czech theaters and Moravian theaters. This is the Polish theater performance, and the lady who is on the right side, she's a Polish publisher and translator, and the Oddsockeaters are very welcome in Poland. They like it. The movie was in the cinemas, and the books got some prizes for the best book in Poland. And this picture I like the most because it's very new, very fresh. Czech Post Office printed a stamps collection last month this year, and this is also end of my visual storytelling for today. And for me, these stamps are the great point behind the unbelievable 19 years long story, from the first idea, how I said, from the first poem to the book film, through the book film and the stamps. So if you will come to the Prague, you can send some postcard with this heroes to the Hong Kong or to the Beijing. I don't know. You can use it. So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much. And this is for the end. The author of the book, Pavel Shrut. He's unfortunately he died 5 years ago, but I'm sure he is still here with our book and our ideas, and it's quite nice to introduce him to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Miklínová, for sharing such inspiring content with us. We will now move on to the Q&A session. If anyone in the audience have questions they would like to ask, you're more than welcome to do so now.
Hi, thank you for your sharing. I'm so impressed about all the characters you created. It sounded like a whole different world, but very close to our life. May I ask 2 questions? The first one is, I'm curious about what motivated you for the career choice you have now, because it seems like for a lot of people, becoming like animation, drawing animation, it doesn't seem like making money career. So what motivated you enter this industry? And the second question is, throughout creating your story, how do you come up with all the stories? The second one, like, how do you come up with these stories? Do you co-work with this person more, or is it more from your own personal experience?
So sorry, for the first question, you just asked me why I choose the topic. I mean,
your career,
my career.
Yeah.
Why I choose this? Because you said it's not so the big money inside. Yes. Yeah, that's true. But I wasn't sure if I got in this understood. So I think the money are not the first one what I'm interested in my life. Do you know what I mean? I know money are necessary, but I think if you do the work, I hadn't any chance to do something different. You know, it was just like I wanted to do it, and I thought that if you will do it, you probably will make some money. And also, I showed to you some of my commercial work, and if you do illustration and animation in the Czech, it's not for the bigger money, but still you have some money. Sorry, I just silly to talking about the money. And I don't know. I don't know what to say. Okay. But I think the situation in Czech is not so bad. You know, for illustrators. And also I did another work, not only illustration and animation, but also it was the first it was the most important for me to do it. But I used to work like a cleaning woman, and before I came to this school, you know, because my career wasn't so sweet and so gold like it looks. Yeah, I was waiting 4 years to go study, and between I was teaching and cleaning some offices, and but I so much wanted to do it, and I think the message is if you want to do, you have to do it, and the money will find you. But also, if you do the big film, you need to have a producer, and he will find the money, and the relationships between the directors and producers are not so good. You can read the books about it, maybe from Miloš Forman, and you know the stories. But still, for me, is the most important the art than the other things. Yeah, because then I work, I can do to the different world, you know. Then I work the book, and then I illustrate the book. I do. It's like it's like then you fly, or then you go deep to the sea. Just then you. It's different. I feel very good, and I'm not thinking about money. I don't know if it's answer for your question.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, and the second one was sorry. Sorry, the second one was.
Sorry. Where's your inspiration of the story?
Yeah, of this story or all story or this story. The book, the Oddsockeaters. Yeah, it was. I told you it was in this book about the home creatures. Yes, in this green one, and the inspiration was in my childhood, because we spoke about the home creatures, what we had at home, and I mean, visual inspiration I usually found around me. Sometimes when I'm drawing, now I'm just, it looks like my grandmom. Hope it will be good character, you know, because you never know. Or some of my neighbors, I remember we didn't have good neighbor, and I made her like a horrible fly in some book, you know, about the spider. And I said, oh my God, I hope she will never read the book, because she's so the same like in life. You have to watch around. And the second inspiration I usually find in a reading. I think the reading is very important, and it's probably my most favorite thing what I can do, read the books. It's like a breathing for me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can you hear me? Actually, I see some of the characters, the monsters are like animals. So
they are not animals.
I just thought you are designing based on animals' features, but it's not, I guess.
They are not animals. I think they are something different between. They are between animal and human. I think they are just special.
Because
something different.
One of the character in yellow color, and then it was like a monkey, a bit like a monkey. So
yellow color.
Yeah.
What did you mean? This one? Oh, sorry. No, this one?
No, I mean I found that character in the poster with a lot of characters. It just as you just shown to us. Yeah.
I don't know which one.
It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. Thank you.
Sorry.
Are there any further questions from the audience? Yes, here please.
What's the challenging or difficult part of turning your idea into a book, and from book to movie? During this journey, what are the most challenging and difficult?
Sorry, if I could understand, you just asked me what was the most difficult in the journey from book to the film?
Yeah. Which part is what kind of difficulties or challenges do you face in your journey from idea to books, from book to movie?
From idea to book, it was. It wasn't so hard, because I was a very fresh mom, and I had a lot of energy because I was waiting for my daughter a very long time, and I had a chance to do something new in this book, because nobody knew how the Oddsockeaters looks. And I remember I drew the book very, very quickly, because I was full of energy. It was very easy way. And from book to film, it was more difficult because the film is more expensive than book, of course, and there are a lot of people which are think better than you how it have looks, and special producers and the people who gave the money to the film. And sometimes it was very hard to find some compromise between my ideas and producers' money. It was quite hard work. And also in this time my second child was born, and to organize the all filming, because we made the film 7 years, to organize my family life with the filming, because it's not it was quite hard, because when you do animation, it's not like a normal movie. You haven't, I don't know, 30 filming days. You have 4 years to do the animation every year, every day. And we were a very small team of the people, only 25 people for whole film, and then you see credits on the end of the Hollywood film. It's just, I don't know, 10 minutes, and we had only 1 minute or 2 minute credits, because we were a really very small team. And I think what was the most hard to have some no motivation. We had a motivation, but still, to be perfect in the work for all 7 years, not to be, under your imagination. I hope you understand.
Thank you for sharing with us. I guess my question is, do you think about self-censorship because your intended audience is children, right? So what's your mind process when you're creating this? And do you think about the audience at all? Like, what's that experience like in your creativity process?
You are just ask me if I am thinking about the audience in my then I am working in my process.
Like self-censorship. Like, do you think, is this too much for children, or
no? I'm just never thinking about it. I just do what I feel. Do you know what I mean? I'm just never ask. We spoke about it today. I never asking the children if they like it, and I try not read some critics writing about it, because you have to know inside what is your direction, and you, of course, it's necessary to have some thinking about it. But no, I'm never thinking about. Just do the work how I feel inside.
Yeah, so I want to ask a question from an artist perspective, because I'm also working on my own book, and it's my first one. And it's been a long journey, and I hope I can get it published soon. But I want to ask you how you structure your day as an artist. I found it really hard, or I'm working on my own productivity. I'm trying to make sure I sit down for like a good time to work on my book, but sometimes I found it hard to like, if I'm down, I can't really get work done. So yeah, I just want to ask, like, how do you refine your process, and what would your day be like when you're working on your book?
It's different than you have children or not. The days look so different. We know it. You're smiling, laughing. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Then I had children. I was working every time and everywhere and every day and at Sundays, Saturdays, at night. And it was like I don't know, still working on the holidays everywhere. But it's so changed, yeah. And I need some time to have a rest and some time to work. Normally I work in morning. At morning that the children are in a school, and sometimes I don't want to work, but then I concentrate. It's like for me still it's like art therapy. Then I'm working, you know, and it's not work for me. I just enjoy it, yeah. But it's so different than you have children. So I'm working, I don't know, 8 hours a day. No work at weekends, but sometimes you have to do because you have deadlines and you have just some process you need to work. I don't know. I think it's changing in years. Yeah, I think I was workaholic. You say also workaholic, but not now. It's changed. I'm not now. I will cross my fingers for your book. I think it will be perfect. And I don't know. Maybe for my working now, it's good to walk. But you can. Then I'm walking. I just can find some. My brain is my mind is more clear, and I'm walking, and it's good. And I have a big garden. Sometimes I go work for the garden and back to the work, which is good for me. And I don't know what can help more. Good red wine. I don't know. And coffee is necessary for me.
Are there any more questions from the okay? Yes.
In your experience of working with publishers, do you have any suggestion? What are the good experiences, or what are those that you find some barriers in working with publishers in producing your books or your work?
I'm not sure if I would understand. I just asked my colleague to help me.
So in producing your books, you need to work with publishers.
Yeah. Okay. I have a very good. Thank you. I have a very good relationships with the publishers, but it's Czech. It's Czech Republic. We are friends together. Yeah, everyone is friend with everyone. I think the good tips are to be at time everywhere, not late, to do work good, and to prepare your work in a good quality, and be I think communicate. It's good to be very communicative and to be nice, to understand. I think I don't know I'm just thinking if I have some bad experience with publisher. I don't think so. No. Yes, but sometimes the publishing houses, or I mean, some art directors, they know better than you how it looks, and also it's a process. It's you have to talk with authors, and you have to talk with art directors. But I think in my position, I can choose what I can do now in a Czech. I don't know. I haven't bad experience.
Are there any further questions from the audience?
Thank you, Julia, for sharing your ideas with us. If you have found that a kid like to draw very much, what advice will you give him? How to train him to be a successful animator like you, when a child who likes to read, who likes to draw?
Thank you for the question. I am successful till Czech border, I think. But what I don't know. I think it's necessary to draw and to read. Yeah, I think still reading is so important, because the scientists they made some experiment with the reading and watching film, reading books and between reading and watching films, and they did it on a magnetic resonance, and then you watch the film, your brain is like a dark sky, just with some small stars. And then you read the book, your brain is full of energy. It looks like a Christmas tree. You know what I mean? It's so big. It's so different. And I think if you want to be illustrator, you have to understand the text, what you read, and you have to. I usually say you have to see what is behind the corner, not only in front, but you have to see behind the text, behind the corner, just to know more about it. When I read the book, I'm just thinking about these characters, what they do before, what they can do after, and I think this is the important for this. And also, I think in my life, I had a very good luck, because sometimes I met the right person, like a Pavel, Pavel Shrut. It was good. Yes, I was working very hard, but if you are not lucky, you can't work sometimes too much and nothing happen. I think it's collection of these things to work, to have a luck, to understand the reading. I don't know. Yes, just. And how you can support children in. I have 2 kids, and my daughter, she had the big support from me. She met lots of writers, Czech writers. She spent holidays with them, and she's not a good reader. But my son, he hadn't so big support, because I made this film. Then he was young. He was born, and he's so fanatic writer. Yeah, he loves it. Yeah, I don't know the key. I don't know the way how you can show them. What I do, I just travel around the Czech schools, and I read for children very often in the Czech libraries. Also, we have the biggest network of the libraries in the Czech Republic on the world. And I think for this time, then you can watch the television and you can see how many games are on the internet. It's necessary to have a free things. I think one thing is family. The family is perfect if they show you the family. If they show to you the book. The second one is a school, and third one is a library. And if you collect these 3 things, I think it's good for children to read, to motivate them to do this work.
I suppose we have time for one last question.
Thank you.